Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And today I want to continue my Dragonbane solo RPG campaign featuring my human thief Naris. And last session he just arrived in Outskirt after evading some goblins in the Drakmar Pass, and he talked to some people. And the strange thing was, he had a very unpleasant night, because during the night blood rain started falling from the skies, and he was very disturbed by it. And a maid who was outside, she got blood stained, and so this was a very, very unusual event. And so I slept very uneasily in the common room, where I bought a bed for 1 silver, so I'm seriously in need of money. And and the next day, the common room is bustling with activity as I get up, because, of course, of the events during the night. And that is topic number 1, and everybody is spinning rumors about what might have been the cause. And and I wanted to see, because I just arrived in this village, and of course everybody noticed that a new traveler arrived. And in the very first night after a new traveler arrived, this blood rain started to come down. So it's not very far-fetched that the villagers might draw a connection or conclusion and blame this event on my arrival. So I will roll on this fortune chart reaction table here, included in the solo rules, Alone in Deepfall Breach, to see if I might get any trouble from the locals. So let's roll 1d6. It's a 6. No, they're friendly. So quite the opposite. So they are not really wary or hostile, but instead are welcoming and talk to me, and wanted to see how I feel, or want to know how I feel. And they basically not really apologize for it, but they're like, we don't know what happened, or I don't know what happened. This has never happened before. We had some strange events in the past, but nothing like this. You gotta believe us. And I'm like, yeah, well, never mind. I mean, it's a strange happening. It's not anything you could do about it. So but I am curious. This is really strange. What might be the cause of it? Is there anybody here who might know? I don't know. There's a mystic living in the old temple ruin in the center of the village, but he's a healer and sometimes predicts the future. Maybe he knows something about it. Or maybe see this woman over there, and the villager I'm talking to, he points to Alphelia Shadowleaf. That is her, and she's a knight sent by the keepers of the Immaculate Flame. Maybe this woman over there, she keeps to herself. She's a knight, and she might know something. It looks like, or I think she seeks something, but she's very, very private. She keeps to herself. Maybe you have some luck getting something out of her. But other than that, we can't really help you. All right, thanks, friend, for the information. I will definitely try. Let me talk to her. Maybe she does know something. All right, so I walk up to this woman. She is sitting at her table, just finished her breakfast and reading some thick tome. So I was actually looking for a pawn that fits her, but couldn't find one. All right, so yeah, I walk up to her, and as she notices me approaching, she just looks up from her book that she's reading and just stares at me, waiting. Good morning, my lady. The name is Naris, and I just arrived in these fine parts, and I can't help but wonder. I mean, you must have also noticed the strange event that happened last night. I mean, there was literally blood raining from the sky. This is some foul magic probably that is at work here. I have to admit I'm a little bit uneasy, so by any chance, is there anything you might know about it? I mean, I see you're reading this old tome there, and I will make a persuasion roll, which is a charisma-based skill, and my chance is 14. But I do not want to make it too easy on myself, because here it says she opens up if you show her a statute piece and succeed with a persuasion roll, but I do not have the statute piece, so, and she doesn't know me, I'm new, so I'm giving myself a bane on this roll. So I gotta take the higher result, because this is a roll under system. So with my silver tongue and good looks, I try to impress her. And damn, 2 and 15, I just barely missed, because I got a 14 chance. All right, so she gives me a short-lipped answer. I can't help you, sorry. I gotta return to my studies. Please, leave me alone. All right, well then, happy studying. Maybe next time, maybe later. And then I turn around and leave. All right, so actually I gotta find some treasure. I only have 1 silver piece and 5 copper in my pocket. I can barely afford another night here, and I already know that the Deepfall Breach, this is the place to go where their untold riches supposed to be buried. This is at least what I heard. And I already got the instructions how to get there from, what's her name? The innkeeper, Wagenhild, I think. And so I decide Wagenhild, so I decide to finally head out to Deepfall Breach. So, yeah. Let's see. It is from to the chapel. Yeah, it's 30 kilometers. So that's 2 shifts, 12 hours. 12-hour walking, so a shift is 6 hours, and you can hike 15 kilometers per shift. Yeah. So it'll take me 2 shifts to get there. So the day shift, so the morning shift I spend at the village, and the day and the evening shift I will spend walking. So let me see, measuring time, a shift 6 hours, hike for 15 kilometers and take a shift rest. Yeah, All right, so I will arrive there at the evening. So when I leave at, let's say, like 10, I will be there by 2200 hours. So I head for Deepfall Breach, and I need to make 2 random encounter rolls, 1 per shift, and I encounter something on a 1 on a d6. It is a 1 in 6 chance. Oh, I'm lucky. 2 and 4. So it is an uneventful trip. So I arrive at the chapel on top of Deepfall Breach to basically make camp there. So let's see what awaits in the chapel. The chapel and the wolf. The nameless chapel stands at the edge of Deepfall Breach. The mortared stones of the structure have stood fast against time, wind, and calamity, but its stained glass windows lie scattered in shards, and the heavy oaken doors hang loose and creaking on ancient hinges. Alright, so and as I arrive in the evening, it starts to rain. It is a real downpour. So you are caught amid a torrential rain, so you slip inside, eager to escape both the downpour and the baleful red glow emanating from the depth of the breach. Yeah, so there's this large breach leading deep underground, and there's this strange red glow emanating from it. All right, so I slip into the chapel, careful, and just in case, I draw my trusty knife. Inside, the chapel casts a shadow of itself. Rotting pews, piles of refuse, tattered tapestries depicting battles long forgotten. Candles lend their meager glow in flickering clusters, while fragrant smoke curls from incense burners. Maze-like etchings litter a large desk occupying the far wall. Maddening, aren't they? The gruff, weathered voice precedes a hunched form dislodging itself from the shadows. So yeah, there's a creature or character coming out of the shadows, hunched. So I carefully slip into a combat stance and tighten the grip on my knife and to be ready for anything. Silver streaks the coal-black fur of a wolfkin draped in ratty robes. He leans on a wicked-looking two-handed mace topped with a clenched steel fist. Numerous scars mark the wolfkin's lupine visage, with a stone sphere replacing his left eye. The breach, he continues, nodding toward the desk littered with labyrinthine maps. Impossible to map with any accuracy. It seems as if the breach is constantly shifting, twisted by some dark and wicked magic. My name is Stonegaze. Once I was known as Ingolfer, but now everyone calls me Stonegaze. And he points towards the stone sphere in his eye. But the name is not unknown to me. But the Ingolfer of whom I've heard is a fearsome warrior and famed hunter of demons. not an old hermit priest. "Heh. Have you come to delve the breach?" he asks. "There's good to be done, justice to be dealt, and riches to be uncovered, if you've the mettle for it." Well, now as you speak of it, riches, that is why I'm here. See, I only got the cloth on my back, on my body, that I own this trusted knife, and a coin of silver in my pocket. So I'm basically broke and down on my luck, but I have heard legends and rumors of riches hidden in this breach. So yeah, if you want to know it, I am here to delve the breach. At least until I have uncovered enough money to afford some better gear and a comfort lifestyle at Outskirt to prepare for further adventures. Ha! You've come to the right place. Because there is something stirring in the breach. Something that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, what is that? Well, see, there's an item, the World Breaker Shard. The tip of the abyssal spear that split this land and created the breach. The leader of a sect of demon cultists holds this World Breaker Shard. This power cannot stay in their grasp. Foul magics cloud their location from my sight, so you must locate the shard through other means. Seek below a band of cultists transporting a prisoner, an orc named Gorum. Gorum knows the location of the cultists' outpost and may serve as a valuable ally in the days to come. But beware. Also, a trio of goblin scouts plunder the breach, looting ancient crypts and robbing any who wander across their path. Make sure to stay out of their sight. Well, as you have mentioned these dark powers and foul magics, as a matter of fact, last night in Outskirt there was something strange happening. A blood rain came down from the sky. Do you, by any means, know something about this? And while we're at it, how come you know so much about what is going on down there in the breach? I know nothing of this blood rain, and it appears that it was limited to Outskirt, because here it was a dry night. But I would not rule out that it is connected to these foul happenings. Strange things are going on in the Vale recently, and I have reason to believe that a dark force is at work here and slowly building up its power. So you need to be careful and wary. And to answer your last question, they call me Stone Gaze because, thanks to my new eye, I can gaze into the depths. I get visions of what is to come, but I cannot see everything. I tried to map the breach, but it is impossible. And I am too old now to venture down there myself. So maybe it is destiny that we have met. so that you can be my champion to rid the veil of this brewing threat down there in the breach. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I will look for your captured orc, but only because I also am going to look for some riches. So, are there any more clues that you can give me? Maybe tell me what awaits me down there. Oh, so he hunches over the maps and he focuses his gaze on one of the maps and he continues. I see a plunging path ahead of you, a sloping corridor that leads into the oppressive depth of the breach. Tread softly, lest you wake the creatures of fang and wing nesting within the cracks and hollows of this ancient passage. And once you have crossed these plunging paths, you will come into a charred tomb. Fire long ago ravaged this once grand mausoleum. It holds 5 remaining sarcophagi amid piles of ash. Find your path through a door hidden within one of these coffins, but disturb not the scorched dead, nor the hidden trap. All right, so I have to face undead? Is that what you're saying? It is possible. But then the vision blurs. I cannot see what awaits you then. But I can see a fiendish altar. The cultists take refuge there with their prisoner. My sight cannot gleam their aim, but the blood-stained altar at the center of this chamber has seen countless death at the hands of those seeking parley with demonic forces. But I sense fear, hesitation in these cultists. They'll not die needlessly for their cause, I suspect. Free Gorum from their clutches, and then return to me. All right. I only got this knife here. Do you think this is an effective enough weapon against undead? Is there maybe anything you can do for me? Anything you can supply me with that might make my quest easier? Maybe a blessed blade or something? I don't know. I have to look. So I'll ask the fortune chart, yes, no question, if I can get something from him. And the one an extreme no. No, there's nothing I can give you. And I can also not aid you by blessing your blade. I have long lost my faith. I am sorry. You are on your own. All right, maybe I find something on my way. All right, so let's head down there to that passage you spoke of. All right, so I head down the sloping corridor that carries me into the oppressive depth of the breach. And sure enough, I come across this plunging path. All right, and Actually, what I wanted to do is I wanted to sort of map this breach, sort of like a dungeon crawl, even though it's an abstract waypoint system. So I don't want to get too much into these solo rules in here. So yeah, if you're interested, just pick up the product. So this is because it's solo. It's an abstract system where you do not really generate a dungeon map, but you proceed from waypoint to waypoint, and your missions, as they're called, or delves, consists of a certain number of waypoints. So this first mission, it consists of 5 waypoints. 3 of them are described by the vision and 2 are unknown. And this booklet, it features generation tables to generate these locations on the fly. And so you first generate an area, and then you roll 1d4 and you roll that many times on the location detail table, and then you flesh out the location with these details here, and then you interpret the results and basically create your adventure and your waypoint. And I think this is a pretty neat system which could easily be adapted with different tables to other genres as well. And I'm already developing some ideas for that, but that's for maybe a lot of videos in the future. And so this is how this works, but I still decided that I want to create sort of like a dungeon map and create these unknown waypoints, and then in the next mission I explore further in maybe a different direction and create these waypoints, so that sort of like a dungeon map is created. So this is what I will do. So I have my trusty graph paper here. So I'll get out a sheet of graph paper, and then I will also get out, and I should have prepared this in advance, but I didn't. But so I will just get the dungeon generation sheet I used in my tutorial. It should be here. Let's see if it is indeed in here, or is it? Yes, it is. So those of you who've seen my tutorial series, this is a dungeon worksheet that I will use. I got this from itch.io. It is by Amanda P. And it is a dungeon room worksheet number 2, and you can get it on itch.io. And this is what I will use. So we already know that the first waypoint is a plunging corridor, and let's see. It is a plunging path. A sloping corridor carries you into the oppressive depth of the breach. Tread softly. All right, so the plunging path itself is the waypoint. So the corridor that carries me down into the breach. So I will just use a corridor here. So I will use this corridor number 17. And all right, so let's put an N here for north, south, east, and west. All right. So, and this corridor, it leads down so this will be like like this, and here I will make an arrow to chapel. So this will be the exit of the breach to the chapel. So, and then it goes to like this. And there's a door here, and this will be then maybe the entrance to the next mission. And I will just make this a little bit longer. So this is, I make this a little bit longer because this is the plunging corridor. So it slopes down. So this is the sloping down corridor. Let me lift this up so that you can see it. So this is how I will do this, that I, like, for example, map out my mission in a sort of like dungeon crawl, but then on the next mission I will map a different part or pick up from an unexplored exit, and then I will continue so that I basically create my own map of the depth of the breach. So this is the plan. Let's see how this works in practice. So this is the theory. So I head down this winding, plunging slope, and it is dark, and I do have a torch. So yeah, I light my torch and have it in my left hand, and I got my trusted knife in my right hand, and I carefully tread down this path. And it says I need to tread lightly and softly to not await the creatures of fang and wing nesting within the cracks. So this sounds to me actually like a sneaking roll. All right, so thank God I'm a thief. My sneaking is 14. It is based on agility. Eight. All right, so I tread very softly and lightly, and manage to reach this charred tomb. All right, and what I will do to map this, this will be M1.1. This means mission 1, waypoint 1, so that if I wanted to look it up later, maybe I know what this was. Let's see if this works out the way I think it might work out. So, and then I will enter a charred tomb. All right, so let's just let me see. Do I want to roll? I do not really want to roll because I know it's a charred tomb. So if I look at these rooms, the only thing that screams charred tomb to me is room number 18, or maybe room number 12, which would provide me with some more passages for later adventures. But since it says find your path through a door hidden within one of these but disturbed not, so it'll be 18 without the door. All right, so this will be 18. And yeah, I make it a little bit bigger like this, and then all right, so this is M1.2, mission 1, waypoint 2, and it has 5 remaining sarcophagi, or so they're here on this side. 3, 4, 5. And let's say that this side is taken up by an altar. And yeah, it's all burned, so the walls are scorched. And let's see, as I enter this charred tomb, if I encounter anything there as I enter. So let's see. I could just I give it a 2 in 6 chance if I encounter something. Do I encounter something, or is there something while I'm... Because I was successful in my sneaking roll, so I could possibly hide or get the drop. So 2 in 6 chance, 1 in 2, there's something going on in there. It's a 6. No, a 6. So yeah, so this tomb is apparently empty, but from the vision I know that there's a trap here someplace. Find ye a path through a door hidden within one of these coffins, but disturb not the scorched dead nor the hidden trap. Those were the words. So I know what to look for. I know to look for these. I inspect these sarcophagi, one after the other, and damn, I do not have spot hidden. I'm an idiot. All right. So spot hidden is based on intelligence, and my intelligence is 10. So I first I need to look up my base chance and record it here. Just 1 second. All right. So here, skills, attribute base chance. It is 10. So my base chance is intelligence 10. It is 5. My base chance is 5. That is not a lot. So spot hidden, I do not have it trained, even though I'm a thief, but just so I'm inspecting the sarcophagi, but because I know that there's a trap someplace, I will give myself a boom, or advantage in a more conventional sense. Oh, look at this, a dragon. Yeah, which means not only is it a success, but I also can put a check mark on my spot hidden and make an advancement roll after the adventure. So first sarcophagi, is the trap there? Let's determine it. 50-50. 1, 2, 3 is a no. No. So the first sarcophagi, I can't find a trap there. So since I can't find a trap there, I open it up to see if there's maybe a path leading someplace, or if I disturb something. So let's ask the fortune chart if there is the path leading onward. But what I will do now, because I want to keep up the tension, I will roll this also with a Bane with disadvantage and have to use the lower number. So that I mean, it would be not very cinematic if the first sarcophagi has no trap and already the passage in it. So I gotta check all of them, and I will give myself a Bane up until of course the last one, which will then obviously have the passage unless I have discovered it before. Yeah, so let's see. Is there the passage there leading onward? And it's a Bane, so I gotta use the lower result. It is unlikely. 2 and 3. I gotta use the 2. It's a no. So I cannot discover any loose plates or cracks or anything, and no. So I move on to the next coffin. Once again, spot hidden with a boom. I fail, so now I roll 50-50 if there's a trap there that I do not notice on the yes-no chart. Normal 50-50. 4. It's a yes. So this sarcophagi, it features the trap, but I fail to find it. So as I carefully, so I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that there's nothing going on. And as I open the lid, I trigger a trap. All right, let's see. Are there traps in here? I've seen a trap table someplace. Trap here. Traps. Traps, traps, traps. Alrighty. So it is a D20. It is a 3. It is a collapsing trapdoor that leads to a new waypoint. No, I want to re-roll that. That does not fit. 11. Poisonous gas. Yeah, that fits. So, so I carefully slide open the lid, as suddenly a cloud of green smoke and powder sprouts upwards into my face. All right, so let's see. What could I roll to like a saving throw? Constitution. Constitution. Yeah, do I have anything? It's not really evade, so I can't evade it. It's too quick. So I roll a Constitution check to see if I'm able to resist the poison. Oh yeah, it's a 1, which means it is a dragon, but you do not add check marks to your attributes. They do not increase unless I'm mistaken. And since I did not use a skill, I can't make a check mark anywhere. But thankfully, the poison has lost some of its potency over the years or decades or eons. So I only take 1d4 points of damage. Or do I take any damage at all? Let's roll a d6 on the fortune chart. Do I take damage? Yes or no? Three. I think that is a no. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 is no. So no. I'm lucky because I made my constitution roll. Otherwise, I would have taken damage. And because of the eons, this poison gas lost some of its potency. So I triggered the trap, but I walk away without harm. Whew, lucky me. Because you're not really high on hit points in this system here. I got 11 hit points, and if I actually use damage as written, 2 initiative cards or not, I have the feeling, without having playtested it, this is just theory crafting, that combat for a lone hero is actually pretty deadly. And I'm not sure if I can play this as written unless I want to roll up a new character every session. So the vote is still out on that one. So I might do some readjusting here and using some sort of solo hero type damage conversion, but we will see. Now let's check if there's the passage there, again with a Bane. Oh, a Bane, 6 and 5. I gotta use the 5, but it's a yes. So in this sarcophagi, it's not really hidden in the. This is also, maybe it was protected by the trap. I can see a shaft leading downwards. All right, so far I've been lucky, no damage, and found the way to proceed. But then again, I'm a thief, and I'm also here to plunder riches. So I think I will take my chances and open up the other sarcophagi to see if I maybe find some treasure or some danger. All right, so let me read this real quick about searching, scavenge, unexpected danger. When you ransack a cache of abandoned digs through the rest of a slain creature, examine the gear of a fallen enemy, or otherwise scrounge for food, for loot, the scavenge table to the right can reveal what you find. Okay. If you're broadly searching an area, use the search table on page 10 instead. Okay. So, searching. When you carefully inspect an area for hidden doors, concealed mechanisms, or other secrets, roll spot hidden. Taking the time to search is risky. It requires a stretch and any active threats. Oh yeah, threats advance. So, little OC info here. These missions, I forgot about that. These missions, they also feature a threat die, which is a d6, and mission threats here. A threat represents a looming danger, such as an environmental hazard, pursuing a foe, or time limit. Each mission includes a description of a threat, and you can introduce a new threat in the midst of an expedition if you learn of an imminent peril. To track a threat, use a d6 as a counter, starting at 1. If you suffer a significant delay or create an opening for the threat through inaction or failure, rotate the die to advance the threat by 1. In dire situations, such as when rolling a demon on a time-sensitive task, advance the threat by 2. Alright, since the dangers of the breach do not wait, you should also advance the threat if you divert from your mission for activities such as searching an area or resting, taking a stretch or more. When the threat advances to 6, the event comes to pass. You must face this danger or complication head on. If you want inspiration for a random threat, roll on the table below. This is for custom missions that you can also create. So yeah, my threat starts at 1. And so far I have not lingered from the mission, but I will now, because I'm also here to get some riches. So I will search, I will shorten this a little. I'll search the remaining sarcophagi, and so I will search. Usually I should make a spot hidden check, but I will not do this because I'm opening up everything. So I will just roll on the search table, because this also features danger. It features concealed foes or traps. And this is because, so I will just see what happens. Okay, I just see there's only a very little chance. Yeah, but anyhow. So let's roll a d10. So I'm searching, I roll a d10. It's a 6, yes! It's hidden treasure, 1 treasure card. So I have to advance the threat to 2 And I get to draw one of these nice little treasure cards from the treasure deck. So let's shuffle this real quick. And I just draw a card here out of the middle. Please be good, please. Oh, a master-crafted weapon. All right, a master-crafted weapon. So I find the master-crafted weapon in one of the sarcophagi. One of the dead has it. So let's see what it is. Hopefully some sword type, or maybe even a dagger. It is a 5. Oh, a heavy warhammer. The weapon I can use the least. Hammers, strength. Alright, so what do I have? Strength. 12. So my base chance is 5. Yeah. Alright, so hammers. My weapon skill hammers base chance is 5. And whoopee. It is one of the 3 weapons I can have at hand. So it's a master crafted warhammer. But maybe I can sell it for money. Master crafted weapon. So I'm not sure what this does, but I will look it up off camera. So the threat is 2. I'm finished searching this room. And yeah, so if I would have rolled something like a concealed enemy or something, I would have interpreted it as I've awoken one of the dead and then I had to face some undead, yeah, or another trap or something, but I was lucky. So yeah, I will continue through this shaft here. I will put a circle around this here and like so, and continue onwards to my next waypoint, waypoint number 3, mission 1, which is unknown, which I need to create using those tables. And we will do this next time. I will end this session here because, as always, I try to keep my videos at a length of about an hour plus minus a few minutes. Because for several reasons. First, it takes forever to upload them, and second, you probably do not have the time to watch hundreds of hours of videos every day. And so yeah, to don't make an individual video too long, it'll be around an hour. So yeah, thanks again for joining me here on Solo Spelunking, and thanks again for your continuing support. And please, if you want to help grow the channel, please do subscribe to help me on my journey to unlimited YouTube power and fame, because it costs you nothing and it makes me happy. And as Rocky would say in Creed, he said, like, one step at a time, one punch at a time, one round at a time. My motto is one video at a time, one view at a time, one subscriber at a time, to reach my goal of at least 1,000 subscribers to enter the YouTube partnership program. So if you want to support me on my journey, please share, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.